If you guys thought the palette used for this eye makeup look was drugstore, you were correct. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video makeup tutorial. I'm so excited. First impressions, all of the above. I will be trying out the new e.l.f. times Jkissa To The Rescue eyeshadow palette. I feel like I have a hair in my face. This is their newest collaboration with the influencer Jkissa. I was so excited for this palette. This is the eyeshadow palette. And I really feel like I have a hair in my face. Let me open it so you guys can see the colors. The most important thing I have to say about this palette is that every high-end brand has no excuse, absolutely no excuse to put out a subpar palette. With e.l.f. putting out something like this for $20, there's no excuse for absolutely any of the eyeshadows in a high-end palette to not be good, to not be great, to not be amazing, because this palette literally is, I can't cuss, but it is, you know what, amazing. I am blown away by this palette. I am blown away by the formula, the quality, everything in this palette. And I've only used it once. This is my first time using it and I have like the best experience. I did use these two colors on the top row, from the orange one to this one right here, and we used all four of these shades. So I used, I would say, more than 50% of the palette on my eyes, just because I was testing it out and I wanted to try as many colors as I possibly could. So that's the quick little intro into this palette and what you guys are going to be seeing. Okay, so for this look, I wanted to make it a full face of e.l.f. makeup because there's other e.l.f. products, new ones that I haven't tried, that I will be trying. But my foundation is not e.l.f. and I feel like that's like the main face product. So it's just going to be trying out new e.l.f. products and other e.l.f. products that I haven't tried on camera. Some I have been trying, some I haven't. 3 products are still from the drugstore, but I didn't have them in like this specific product in e.l.f. If you guys would like to see this tutorial, we have a full tutorial, eye makeup, face makeup, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, now that we did the eye makeup, let's move on to the face makeup, which I'm excited for. And we're trying a few new products from e.l.f. I tried to make this like a full face of e.l.f. makeup, but I don't have foundation. And that's part of like the full face look. Now for the primer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer, which looks like this. I'm so excited to try out this primer. And this one retails for $10. And it smells really good. One of my friends recommended I pair it with my poreless putty because obviously you guys can see I have a lot of pores. They're pretty big pores, so it's definitely needed for me to still use a pore filling primer. And it's not like not normal for me to use 2 primers. It totally is, so I'm fine with it. So let's go right ahead and start off with this primer. Now it has a pump, which I love. Like, that is so good. I'm going to do 1 pump, and it's like a jelly. Ooh, it smells really good. Like really good. Okay, it has like a tacky, kind of like sticky feeling, but it feels nice on the skin. Let me get my mirror. So if you guys notice that I'm only applying it on half of my face, I already applied it on my other half, but that I did it for my Spanish channel. So I'm just gonna take my fan and just help this dry a little quicker. You guys can see it does give like a glowy, dewy look. It doesn't bother me because I will be using a full coverage foundation. And it smells really good. It does leave that tacky feeling on the skin, which I don't mind. I'm going to go ahead and add my poreless putty primer, which is also from e.l.f. and this retails for $8. This is one of my absolute favorite primers. Look at that. I'm like halfway into this. I love it. So I'm just going to tap the product in so that I can really let it sink into those pores and fill them up rather than just swiping. I mean, I feel like I do the swiping or the tapping. It just depends what I'm in the mood for. But I'm trying to be really careful since I'm trying this new primer. I don't want to like mess it up or do something that's going to affect how it applies and how it wears on my skin, you know, since it's my first impression on the primer. It made my skin feel really hydrated. It smells really good, so that is already getting a lot of points. Which I'm going to be using my Dose of Color foundations, and I know it's more expensive, and the I would say the main thing of the look is affordable, but I'm also trying a new primer that I've never tried from e.l.f. So I wanted to use a foundation that I already knew and trusted and know how it works with, you know, all my other primers, all my other products, which is why I'm using this. And I have mine in the shade 117 light medium, and it's one of my absolute, literally is my absolute favorite foundation. Now for foundation, I'm going to be blending with my e.l.f. sponge, which I really like. It's one of my favorites as well. This is a total face sponge and it retails for $5, so super affordable, and it's really good. Now this is what the foundation looks after just 1 coat, 1 pump. I am going to go ahead and do a second pump because that's what I usually do. I feel like I get the best coverage and it still doesn't feel cakey or like I'm wearing too much foundation. But so far, I mean, my face looks a bit more dewy than normal, but I don't mind it because I am going to set my makeup, which I always do, so it's fine with me if this looks dewy, and it's just going to keep my skin hydrated and not, you know, crusty dusty. So let's do pump number 2. concealer, since I already used the matte one for my eye, like as my eye primer, eye base, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer as my concealer. So redundant, but I really like this one. This one retails for $6. I mean, $6, and it's so good. I have mine in the shade light beige, and I will be blending it with my absolute new favorite sponge, and this is the Camo Concealer Sponge, and it retails for $5. Super affordable. I mean, I recommend all of these products. I'm using them because I like them. There's a few new ones that I'm trying out, but overall the products that I'm like talking about, I love these. This is my absolute favorite. Okay, and that's what my skin looks completely set. Now, I know for some of you it might seem like a lot of powder, but if I look at my skin up close, it truly doesn't look like I have a lot of powder. The concealer, beautiful. I already love it. I feel like it didn't make my under eyes too dry, overly dry, with like it happens with some powders. So I like it. I like how my skin looks. I really do. I feel like it looks very flawless, very still like healthy. It doesn't look overly matte and overly dry. I don't know, girl. I'm liking this. I think this primer has a lot to do with it, and I feel like lately with my skin I like to apply a hydrating serum, a hydrating something, and then I go in with my regular primers, pore filling primers, whatever the case may be, and I like the look of my skin much better. So maybe that has a lot to do with it. But so far, I feel like my skin looks really nice. Okay, now that we did all that, the foundation is set. Clearly, you guys can see that I have my contour blush going on this side already. Let's go on to it on this side. For contour, I will be using this e.l.f. contour palette. This retails for $8, and I actually have been using this. I really like it. I was actually looking for a good contour palette or contour shade in general, because the ones I was using, the bronzers, contours I was using, I feel like were a little too orangey. I'm going to be using this shade right here. It is a tad bit orangey, but I feel like once I apply my blush and highlighter, you really can't tell that orangey look. It just gives my skin such a nice like color to my skin, which I like, and I got the color light medium in this palette. I will be using this Alamar Cosmetics complexion brush, which is kind of like an angled brush that I like to use for my bronzer. Now this is very pigmented, so I would definitely advise that you guys tap off the excess or it's going to be really intense. I personally don't mind a somewhat intense looking contour, but obviously if it's orangey, if it looks too orangey on the skin, then I do mind. So this one I feel like, yes, it looks orangey, but it has still like a neutral undertone that just fits my skin perfectly. And I mean, $8, guys. I have other contours from the high-end, like high-end prices, and they don't give me this look. Like, this is bomb. So let's go on to add more color to the skin. I really like this brush as well, which is why I always use it for my contour. And I use the same brush. I know some people tend to use smaller brushes for their nose contour. I just use the same one. I feel like it works. You can pinch it if you need more control. See, you guys see? Wow, that just looks beautiful. Now let's go into blush, which this is the only one that I have from e.l.f, but I still wanted to use it. They still have it available. It is their Radiant Peach Blush from their Luminous Blush Collection. And this retails for $6, which is super affordable. I'm going to be using this ginormous stippling brush that one of my friends gave me, and I have been loving this brush. Thank you, girl. Thank you. So I love it for blush. It's ginormous, literally, but it's absolutely perfect. It picks up just the perfect amount of blush, and since I go in like little by little stippling the color on, I don't get like that intense, you know, blush look, which I personally am not about. You guys see? Oh, it's so pretty. I'm gonna take a little pinch more, a little pinch, tap off the excess, and then just apply. Look at how pretty that color is. I really, really like this color. Now, clearly you guys can already see the star of this show other than the eyes, and that's the highlighter. So I'm going to be using the Nebella Noir times e.l.f. highlighter. Oh my gosh, I heard so much great things about her collaboration with e.l.f. and I sadly didn't get the lip set, which I really wanted, but this is all they have left on their site. Now I will say I checked before when I got the prices and it says it's currently sold out, but I will still put the link down below in case you guys want to come back in like a week or a few days and see maybe if they restocked it already. It is a loose highlighter. I'm going to apply some on the cap, and this is the color Niharika Glow. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm just going to tap that on the brush, and I'm going to tap it so there isn't any, like, you know, little chunks of highlighter. And we're going to go to town with this. Do you guys see that? I barely tap my brush on the skin. Bare. Oh my God. Okay. I know some of you might think that's a lot. That's fine. I really like it. I'm going to take just a clean, like, same style highlighter brush and blend that out. And I'm going to leave it intense because, girl, I love that glow. Look at that. So, so pretty. Now with my finger, I'm going to grab a little bit of color from the cap, and I'm just going to literally dab it on the tip of my nose and the bridge. Do you guys, oh my, look at that. Okay, this highlighter, guys, is everything. Okay, guys, I'm going to take this color called Peaky and I'm going to apply it in my lower lash line just because I really want this green right there. Okay, it's beautiful. I want to do more looks with this palette. Like, I'm really, really liking it. It has an amazing, amazing pigmentation. It's powdery, but on the palette, I don't necessarily feel like it was powdery or like it had too much fallout on the eyes, which honestly, for it being these colors and the deep colors that I used, and they didn't get patchy, they blended beautifully, I am shook. Like, e.l.f. is doing it, is really, really doing it, and I am loving it. I'm going to take the color Cannoli, just a pinch, because I want to see the pigmentation of this color, and I'm going to blend out that green. Ooh, it's a pretty color. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I feel like this look is complete. I just need lashes. I did a very thin liner just to blend the lash line when I apply. okay. What did you guys think of the tutorial? Did you like it? What did you think of the look? So clearly I was inspired by the palette to do a colorful look, which is why I paired it with these, thank you, the daily appearance of the airplanes, which is why I paired it with these earrings because of the palette. I was going to do something more rainbow and colorful, but I also really wanted to try out those colors because I was like, there's no way that these eyeshadows were going to be absolutely incredible and blend beautifully and not get patchy. Like, these eyeshadows are the same color tones of the Subculture Anastasia palette, and those were a hot mess for me, patchy AF. Whenever I tried blending two of those colors, like deep colors from that palette together, it just became a ugly, muddy wash of color. Look at this. I used these two, this one, these, and you can tell every single color on here. Like, what? No excuses for any brand to have a subpar eyeshadow formula if you're charging over $50, over $40, over $30. This palette is $20 and it's probably, I can say, one of my absolute favorite palettes already. And I've just used it once. Imagine when I use my absolute favorite colors. Like, I can't even. Like, I love this look so much. If I didn't tell you guys this was an e.l.f. palette, I don't think you guys would tell me, oh yeah, it's an e.l.f. palette. You would think that it's a palette that's super expensive. And no, honey. e.l.f. is doing it. They have definitely stepped up their game 110%, and they are currently my favorite brand.
Like, if they could sponsor me, that would be amazing, but that would be a dream as well.
Anyways, let's move on to the primer. Okay guys, my skin, you guys have seen my skin. I have large pores. I have texture everywhere. I have redness. You guys saw my skin and look at how flawless it looks. Like, I don't even mind. Like, I mean, of course I have like wrinkles and scars and stuff. I don't mind getting up close and look at my skin. Yes, I have texture. My texture is beautifully highlighted and I don't care. I don't mind my texture showing when I apply highlighter. This highlighter is, holy cow, amazing. Everything I tried that is e.l.f. is absolutely incredible. Love this. We'll keep using it and pairing it with the poreless primer. My girl T, you were so right. This is like the perfect combination. Follow her, check out her channel. I will link it down below so you guys can follow her. Follow her on Instagram as well. I am wearing Lashes by T. The style is Michoacan. It's currently one of my favorites. Look at how pretty. I wanted a lash that was still going to let the look shine, and these are the perfect lashes for that. But they're still long and they still give you that Baba Boom look. Love it. I will leave the link to the lashes as well. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Like, e.l.f. is definitely kicking ass right now. Like, no joke. They are doing amazing. Now every collection that I see, I'm like, buy it, because it's just, I haven't tried anything in a long time that I haven't liked. The only thing that hasn't worked out for me that I tried is their foundation. Other than that, clearly I have a lot of products from them and I love them. I love them all. They're amazing. I feel so excited for this look. I haven't done a colorful look in a long time, and this is bringing out my inspiration and bringing out, you know, that love again for bright, bold, colorful looks. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos and upcoming tutorials, because I have a few more that I'm excited to do for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much again. And like always, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.